Evening, everyone.
Hey.
Wow.
Just damn.
Awkward.
Hey.
Sup?
Sup? Not sick anymore, so I can't do the.
I used to be able to do some kind of screech, and I had all my kids that could do it, and then my grandkids learned how to do it. Now I can't do it. Ever since I got I don't know if it's from COVID or something. At some point, I had something, and I can't make that noise.
Right.
So, who knows? Uh-oh, cat's in the house.
I got some serious lag going. There it is. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. We'll give it a minute. Yeah, mine's bouncing tonight. It's got to route to the VPN and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's like putting rocks through a spaghetti strainer.
Yeah. So how's the weather in Egypt?
Well, it's not raining.
Sandy.
Oh. How about down your way, brother?
Beaches and sweet tea, man.
Hey. Hanging in there, cat. How are you doing?
Oh yeah, they're starting to ease in here now.
There you go. There you go. They'll get here eventually. Everybody's got. It's kind of like the commercial during the halftime of football, whatever. You know, everybody's running to get a snack, or get something to drink, and they get back to their seat.
Speaking of football, did you watch any of that Texas versus Alabama game?
No, I did not.
That was pretty good. Even though I don't like, UT.
I thought Alabama was going to lose it.
I was hoping they would.
It was a
good game.
Yeah, but you can't hand Alabama the ball with a minute and 30 seconds left on the clock.
No.
That's dangerous.
Oh, Alabama has been known to pull some Hail Marys. All right. Well, what was I going to say? Having a senior moment here. I'm really wondering if this whole train debacle is truly going to be resolved. And like I said, I'm just waiting to see. I don't believe anything until it's signed off.
I don't think it's going to. I think they're going to have to let it have a catastrophic event. This is my personal feelings, and maybe I'm tinfoil hatting it, but I think they're going to let it cause turmoil first before they fix it. 2 reasons. That'll allow for a super increase on fuel prices, right? Supply and demand, and then also that's going to make it look like bedshitter Biden comes in and saves the day.
Oh yeah, because the unions are in the pocket of the DNC anyways. So that wouldn't surprise me at all. And that's what makes me so suspicious of the whole situation anyways, is because notice how we didn't hear nothing about this shit until a few of the streamers and whatnot that we are familiar with started kind of saying about it. And you didn't hear anything about it until just a few days ago. And it just seems convenient. And see, if you think about it, the bedshitter in charge had that big party set up about, he was going to say, oh, the economy's doing great and this, that, and other, and the economy's in the tank. So he couldn't have that big, rah-rah speech he was going to give, but they still gave one like, I call it a fake it till you make it party. Where they all got up there acting, congratulating each other and patting each other on the back like they actually did something when actually the country's as fucked up or more worse than it was. But they're trying to make it sound like things are better. They're identifying as they're better. So uh, that's how I feel. And so it just seems convenient that kind of blew up in their face, and then this quasi tragedy pops up, and all of a sudden, look what we did. Look what we averted for all you little people, so you don't get hit in the pocketbook. You know, I'm sorry. I wasn't. I may have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. Man, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah,
That's just me.
I still think it was a manufactured crisis, but
I think on some level it was. I truly do. I mean, I think there's a legitimate issue. I think, but I think it being utilized
oh yeah.
for political gain. So,
Well, yeah, I was this morning checking out the Twitterverse, and it was I don't know if these people are stupid or evil or both. Probably both. But everybody that was a Democrat and some rhinos are sitting there, giving each other high fives over this inflation bill.
mm-hmm.
Oh my god! And it's like, are you people just willfully ignorant? Or are you stupid?
Well,
So let's go print out billions and billions and billions more dollars that we'll never have,
right.
and to fight inflation. That's what causes it, dumbass.
Yeah, Janet Yellen's an idiot, and then they're trying to prop up the economy with monopoly money. It's not going to work,
Right?
and we all know. I mean, I was no big, I didn't do worth the shit on economics in high school because I was chasing females, but I understand economics, and it doesn't take rocket science. I mean, our stock market's going in the damn tank.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to hurt a lot of people. And, people are just blind. And see, I think part of the problem is that this new generation, and I'm probably going down a rabbit hole in this, so forgive me. This new generation, they don't think they should have to put in any time to amass anything. They think they should come out the fucking gate with everything their parents have, their friends have, whoever they idolize have. They shouldn't have to work for none of that shit. They shouldn't have to sacrifice anything for any of that shit. And they're so out of touch with what reality is. And so these are the very ones that will be in the streets talking about white fascism and all this other bullshit because they don't have a clue what they're talking about. They're just being spoon-fed this damn liberal garbage, and they're lapping it up like it's damn Jello.
Oh yeah.
And these are the people who are going to fuck this country into oblivion.
Oh
because
yeah. I mean,
they're going to undermine everything if we don't get a handle on it.
You're literally a couple of election cycles away from a Venezuela.
Yeah,
and they don't think it can happen here, and it's all you have to do is basically have the voters that we have right now.
Uh-huh.
You do this for another 8 years. Yeah, good luck, man.
Yeah,
you're gonna be out there eating somebody else's dog.
It is. I'm saying, if we don't get a handle on this shit, it's gonna get ugly. And I'm not trying to be an alarmist or a tinfoil hat guy or whatever, but it doesn't take rocket science to see if this stuff's going straight in the shitter. Nothing here, this is bad. And you see the mentality when you go in a store when you call customer service for something, when you're trying, I mean, anything you do now, if you're dealing with a group of people from the generation, I guess, below us in their 20s, and I'm not saying all are that way, but the majority, they have zero ambition. They bitch if they got to work, 30 hours a week.
Right.
But they want to make the money. And see, when they hear about free shit, they're all on board.
Absolutely. Because they don't understand the concept of free.
No, there is no such thing as free.
Yeah.
If it's free to you, you can bet your ass your kids, grandkids are going to be paying for it.
Yep.
With interest, compounded. So, but that's what's being taught, and my situation today. I sat in a damn home improvement place, bitching and raising hell because of bad customer service. So, you know where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. Like I said, over the past few years, I don't give too much away here, but I have heard the grumblings of co-workers and stuff like that were 10 or 20 years my junior, and I can't take the work. You're not laying pipe, you're not digging ditches,
no,
you're in air conditioning,
no,
you're making more than it's amazingly asinine, the attitude that that they've grown up with. And
yeah, it's been baked into them, and it's like, what the fuck were the parents doing?
Right.
I mean, coming from the same situation you're talking about, you know what I did for a living before I retired.
Right.
And I was in a building that had zero air conditioning. You'd be out in that bitch in the middle of the summer, and if it's 100 degrees outside, it's 115 in that building with no air.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked like I was climbing up a swamp when anybody see me because I'm sweating so damn much because I'm in there working. And I'd watch these young guys come in there and they bitch and moan and say they can't do this, can't do that. And I'd look at them and say, look, I did the same job you did, could do the same job you're doing now, and I'm 20 years your senior. And I can run circles around your ass, and you're talking about it's too much work.
Right.
I won't hear
it. Exactly. Going back, a few minutes in that last little part of the conversation. So, per the federal government, a child born in 2021 will have a $66,874 share of publicly held federal debt.
What?
Yeah.
That's your free shit right there, buddy.
That's your free shit right there.
But see, you can't get these young bucks to wrap their head around that shit. They're idiots. I mean, I scratch my head because it makes zero sense.
Yeah. 207. Yeah.
Wow.
200 and some odd years ago, we'd have been stacking bodies, man. And this is what it's come to.
Well, we can always have some discussions off air.
Oh yeah. No. I'm not trying to.
No, I know that.
I'm just giving a historical.
Yeah, you're right. Our forefathers would have lost their shit. There would have been ships burning. I mean, there would have been hell to pay.
Exactly.
And
I mean,
now,
and I guess that just shows how far detached we have become as a nation. When you can, I'm mad that I'm not getting representation, being taxed. Well, now I got all the representation I could ever want, and not getting listened to, and yet I get taxed and double taxed and triple taxed.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah. What? Okay, here's an example of taxation without representation. The federal government's been pissed off forever since people started selling shit online. All right, because it's like a giant ass garage sale, and they didn't have a way to get their get their teeth in that. They say, "Oh wait, we can burn through that money and waste it too." So they finally figured a way. They first implemented it by applying state tax in there. So, like, if you sold something on eBay, for instance, they would attach a state tax in there for, let's say, whatever you're selling or shipping or whatever. Well, now they've managed to get it where at the end of the year, if you sell shit on there and you sell more than, I forget, it's some minuscule amount, like $6 annually, you have to report that. Okay, at the end of the year. Same thing if you get money like on Venmo or any of these other third party apps like PayPal's you some money or whatever.
Right.
You're gonna have to do all that shit. That's why they implemented all that stuff on your bank accounts, because they want to tax the shit out of the working class. And they're trying to get all this extra revenue. And they're it is what it is. It's more taxation without representation. And,
it's theft. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll start paying more tax when everybody that's hiding out and climbing over the border and whatever. Why don't we just go to a flat tax and everything you fucking buy, you pay a tax on? We're done. We don't need no damn. So we don't need any state tax or federal tax. Just pay a flat tax and that's it. Everybody pays.
I've mentioned that 1,000 times. So
oh yeah,
if they do that, your drug dealers, your criminals, your freeloaders, your illegals, all that, they'll pay the same tax at the register.
There you go. There you go. There you go. But see,
you can't cheat the system that way.
Well, here's the thing. They'll never do that shit because these crooked bottom feeders up in D.C., they can't pander for votes.
Well, not only that, if you did that, there will be no earned income credit. There will be no getting back $20,000 when you sell your fucking ass all year.
Yep.
That's it.
That would go away.
That's it.
And it's sickening because, if you're a taxpayer and you work hard and work a couple extra jobs to make ends meet, and you go in there and you're scraping receipts together and trying to figure out how to not owe taxes, and then some fucker next to you over here is bitching and whining because they got 13 fucking cubs running around and they're only getting 18 grand. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
brood bears, bruh.
Yep.
I feel you.
Yeah. And I know we've had this conversation, T. When I first moved here, I had never seen so many high-end vehicles in my entire life. Okay? And being from where I'm from, there was, it was, cash was everywhere. But that's not how it was spent, right? So, and I'm thinking, wow, there must be jobs galore and there's money here somewhere. Now, I'm not seeing it.
That's because they're taking it out of your check. That's why
exactly.
You're not seeing it.
I'm not seeing where this money's being made. Maybe it's being made. I don't know. But
there's one class of people in this country. And it's not limited to one ethnicity. There may be some ethnicities that are heavier into it than others. But they work the system. The system's been up to be worked. And the federal government doesn't want to fix it because, again, it allows them to pander for votes. If they give people free shit and make them dependent on the government, how do you think those people are going to vote every 4 fucking years?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to vote for whoever's going to give them more shit while they download more critters. prove me wrong. Now, I understand people legitimately have issues. People have bad luck. People make a bad choice at some point in their life. It shit happens. Okay, that's what that shit was intended to help you for. Not to be worked as some kind of damn grid bullshit where you just make money hand over fist while you rape the taxpayers of this country.
Right.
And that's what we're experiencing. And you know, at this point, it's not even. I feel like, well, I'm not going to say it because then it could be say I'm inciting something, so I'm going to
Yeah.
shut up.
No, I'm not surprised by it. I am disheartened by it.
Right.
It's like when you get up in the morning. You get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you go, put in however many hours, and you come home, and again, all those things that you see, those people that you see, I just it kills me. It can really work on the spirit downer there.
Bruh, when I'm in a grocery store and I've got a crumb snatcher, I'm not going to say crumb snatcher. When I've got a person in front of me dressed to the nines, got a cart full of shit, got better food in their cart than I do. Okay, got two or three little rugrats running around, and I see them. They've got like cuts of beef. They've got. I mean, I'm not talking about fucking hot pockets and damn lean cuisines. I'm talking about they've done hit the damn deli counter. They've hit the seafood. They've hit the meat, and they pull out damn food stamps, WIC, whatever. And I'm going, you've got to be shitting me.
Yeah.
And then to add insult to damn injury, is you finally get all your shit paid for because you help pay for everything that they're going out the fucking door with 3 carts and 14 rugrats. You get out the front door and they're climbing into their damn SUV that's got gold plating and fucking curb feelers on the sumbitch, parked in a damn fire lane, waiting on their ass instead of being in a damn parking lot.
Driving a scooter.
So how exactly am I supposed to equate that? Then, wait. But I guess that means that, I'm white privilege, right? Because I notice that shit.
Yeah.
I'm the bad guy. I'm
This
sorry.
is true. You should not have noticed that.
I'm sorry, but no. I'm not buying into that nonsense. That person is blatantly manipulating the system. And nothing's done. I remember one time here locally, there was a politician. I'm pretty sure they didn't get elected. But I want to say they were running on a platform of making welfare recipients have to pass drug tests. Oh, hell no. We weren't having none of that shit. I mean, I remember when I got laid off from my contracted job when the coof hit, because everybody might get cooties. And you remember me and you were down in Lakeland.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm sitting here trying to file for unemployment just to pick up the gap until they reinstate me as a contractor.
Right.
Of course, that never happened. Never got a dime. And ironically, a week after Bedshitter was elected, I got a phone call from the whatever office it is that gives you the unemployment. Told me that I wasn't qualified. Sent me a letter. That's funny because I got a letter 6 months ago saying I was qualified.
Right.
So when I go in a store or I go grocery shopping or I see some shit like that and I think about that experience I had, that's bullshit. I paid into the system. You paid into the system. Everybody in this room paid into the system. And so when we need it or we're trying to utilize it, it's like, oh no, we can't give you nothing. Well, what the fuck am I paying into it for then? To me, this all kind of goes hand in hand with the whole taxation without representation. You're
Right.
paying tax. This is basically a tax. You can call it wherever you want. They can call it Social Security or welfare, where the fuck they want to call it. But it's your tax dollars in one form or, and you can't access it because every other person that they deem as a potential voting candidate voter, they can. I got a damn problem with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
You know.
absolutely.
I'm sorry, folks. I got on a tangent again. I do that sometimes.
Hey, whatever. This show is based on rabbit holes.
Railroads.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey. We did start at the train, though.
we did start on
We
the
just,
tracks.
that's it. We started on the tracks. We ended up over here, you know. So, at the water tower, whatever. It works. Um, has anybody been following more of this information about them implementing? I know we've talked about it. Well, before I get on that, I wanted to ask another question. One of the things I think, I don't know if I spoke to you, Vanguard, or I may have spoke to Saxman. I can't remember who I spoke to about it, but some people need to think about this whole train situation that didn't happen. What you need to understand is, let's say for all intents and purposes, this actually did go down. They did have a strike. Something to consider. What is a chemical that trains haul a lot of, other than fuel? Any guesses?
I can guess several.
Yeah, tons.
Okay.
We'll go with number one. Go with number one, T. Yeah, you had that conversation with me, so
Okay. Chlorine. Okay. What's
Ooh,
chlorine used for other than swimming pools?
your Voss water.
There you go. So, if you don't run chlorine, water treatment can't treat water. Okay? Do the math. Everybody here, unless you goddamn well you're getting water out of, I'm not that fortunate. you're screwed. So you're boiling water like you're in damn Guadalajara. So think about the impact something like that would have. You don't think about things like that because none of us have experienced that unless maybe we, served in the military overseas something, or we traveled somewhere for whatever reason and encountered that kind of culture or lack of. But most of us, they're civilians or whatever, they're born and raised here. We've never experienced that kind of shit. So think of how drastic that would change your day to day life if you had to start boiling down water. I mean, you got to boil it to drink, you got to boil it to eat, if you got pets, you got to boil it for them. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but I got damn 2 dogs, bunch of damn cats. I got chickens. You can't just give them anything. So you got to treat in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to boil the water for them too. That's a lot of damn water. And, just think about shit like that. Think about how many things you use water for daily. Now, I'm not talking about bath or anything like that. I'm talking about if you've got to prepare food. If you go to a restaurant, how do you think they wash dishes? Think about that shit. If you haven't got chlorine to treat the water, then you're screwed. We're a third world country, if that.
Right.
Well,
It would shut down everything.
I'll make a shitload of money, but just saying.
Don't give away your secrets. To give you another idea of how wide affecting some shit like this would be, right before where I worked in the metro area, we had a water main break in the county I worked for. That water main that broke shut down over half of that county. You couldn't have school. You couldn't serve food. If you need to go to the bathroom, you had to ride to the county.
Wow.
Okay, I'm serious. Well, if you okay, guys, we got exterior plumbing. It's a little bit easier for us, but there's some things you just can't do in the woods or
Right.
around the side of the building. So you literally would have to go to somewhere that had water, and because that main broke, it shut down over half the county.
You could do it
Now,
in San Francisco.
well, hell yeah, you could take it over Pelosi's house and finger paint with it. But
But yeah, you're right, man.
the point I'm making is that was just one instance of something like that. Think about if that was national. Just wrap your head around that shit for a minute.
Yeah.
And I I'm thinking about that. I remember going in, and yes, I was a Dunkin' Donuts guy. If I got there early enough in the morning, I'd swing through the Dunkin' Donuts, and I walk in and no coffee. No, I'm going, what? Oh yeah, the water main. Bro, what do you mean water main? That's over in another town. Yeah, but it's I said, wait a minute. You're talking about water main is 10 miles from here. Is causing you not to be able to damn have anything with water. Oh hell no. And now I go to work, same deal. You can't use any of the toilets. And we're a facility with over 100 employees. A government facility.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, I'm going, what? So, when I heard this whole thing about the whole situation about the trains and everything else, I'm thinking about this stuff and I'm going, people do not understand how far reaching something like that would be. That, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I digress.
People would poop their pants if they knew half of the stuff that was actually in those containers.
Oh, yeah.
If you were reading the hazmat signs on the backs of them, oh my god! If anybody wants something fun to do, yeah, go to your train tracks and sit there with the hazmat booklet. look at all the look at all the stuff that's getting transported on those things that they've declared.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you'll want to move.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, you've got hundreds of thousands of gallons of fertilizer and petroleum, all kinds of stuff being transported via rails.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thinks, oh, it's just fuel trucks are hauling these tankers everywhere. That's not true.
Nope.
It's absolutely not true. So, I mean, whenever they started eliminating the completion of a pipeline, that upped the ante on what had to be hauled via rail and via truck. But
Oh yeah, exactly.
the thing is, if these railways shut down, you can't clear the ports.
Well, you know who a big investor in all these railways is, don't you?
Probably
Not
Bill
China.
Gates. Yep.
Nope. 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 Another very rich person.
Gates.
Nope. Not Microsoft twat. Somebody else.
Hold on. I'm thinking
Warren Buffett,
Oh, okay.
I believe. Double check that. So see, when the pipeline got shut down, he stood to make a shit ton of money because he's got controlling interest in a lot of these damn rail lines. So see, like you were just saying, Vanguard, trucks haul shit. Trucks are not the ones that haul it in the sense people think they do. The stuff comes in on ships if it's coming from out of the country. And it comes to the depot, and generally from there, it'll be pumped from a refinery or wherever. Now, it may be hauled from there to surrounding areas, or it's hauled by rail. And then wherever that train goes, go to another hub, then trucks will haul it from that area. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the logistics of how it works. And, people don't think about that. Well, if those trains were to shut down, I mean, not only are you not getting any damn water, but think of all the other shit that you're not going to have.
Oh yeah.
I
Right.
mean, trains.
We talked about it. You know, it said 28% of supply, the supply chain comes from
Hmm.
railways. Now, it doesn't say specifically what that 28% is. That that 28% is going to be your non-perishable items, right? So, yeah, you'll still get your bananas via fucking rider or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, you've got other items that's coming through there. A lot of medicine gets transported.
Yeah.
You know, vitamins, canned goods, things of that nature.
Hmm.
And and if all that gets shut down, I mean, it's going to be painful. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I consume a lot of canned goods myself. You know,
Yeah.
green
Yeah.
beans and things of that nature. And I mean, we already got shortages in some cities that
Yep.
if we have any hiccups within the supply chain, it's going to be detrimental to a lot of places. Your coastline locations are not going to be hit as hard, but your inner states, you know, you start getting up around, I don't know, South Dakota, Mississippi, and stuff like that, man, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Absolutely. I mean, you go anywhere, it's going to be a landlocked state, and they're going to get hit worse because it's going to be harder to get the material to them. In my opinion, you can't. And, if you got a water port, at least you can get it to them by boat. Uh, import it. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely. See,
It's
we did good. We stayed on point about the train.
well, and that's going to lead us into something else. So we're talking about water.
Yep.
Water, you can live longer without food than you can with water. Everybody, I mean, that's just the way it is. You
Yep.
can go 2 weeks sustained without food. You can barely go days without water. That's just the way it is. Your body is 70% water, and you need to replenish that. Now, so, and we've talked about prepping a million times on here. If you're just now looking into ways to prep water, you're too late. I mean, you're honestly too late. We've had several conversations of water storage, plastic containers, drums, ways to obtain rainwater. Unless you live in like a big city like Chicago or some shit like that, you don't want to drink that rainwater. I'm just telling you. But there's probably some homeless fucker pissing off the roof anyway. But well, that's weird. It's only raining outside of my window. What the
Right.
Why is this water yellow?
So the thing is everybody needs to be, and I'm not what you call a prepper. Uh, Even though I consider myself prepared for some situations, I'm not one of your extreme preppers. I'm not going out and buying thousands and thousands of canned goods and you know hundreds and hundreds of rolls of toilet paper. Not that type of prepper. But I do have the knowledge and the equipment here in the event that something happens, I'll be able to sustain for quite a while.
Yep.
And that's the goal. And it's going to be hell if the water supply gets cut off because I mean you're going to run into some serious hiccups. When water becomes more valuable than gasoline, that's a problem.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
the thing is, you start cutting into these fertilizers, train supply fertilizer, chlorine, uh, pesticides, whatever the case may be. It won't be long, and it starts cutting into the agricultural um, stability of our nation, and then you got food going down. Then we've got uh, cost of what goods they need or materials they need to grow this. So therefore, that gets raised. Then the cost of diesel gets raised. It's just a snowball effect.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It ripples
And
for
it's
years, actually,
yeah,
when
Yeah.
you do that.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we all see it. I mean, we've got shit hooks in the White House, and the thing is, we're looking good for November takeover, right? Um, Speaking of that, I don't know if you've seen what Matt Gates said to Nadler yesterday. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But it was hilarious. But Anyway, like we're looking good for November as long as it's a fair election. Like you know, you, you like how I throw that out there, right? So if it's a fair election, we're looking good, and if we take over, it's going to be years before we see any advantage of that.
Well,
It's
you
easier.
heard.
Yes,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's easier to institute a law than it is to remove a law.
Well, on some level, I think they're already expecting to lose because you saw that statement Biden made, right? If they lose in November, he's going to be spending a lot of time with the veto pen. Did you see that?
Oh, I
He
don't
made
think
that
so.
statement a couple days ago.
Because
I don't.
let's not base any bill or anything like that on its merits. Let's just kill it because it's Republican.
Right. He doesn't want the Republicans to get any traction. He figures if they lose November, which I hope they get trounced, curb stomped, and drugged to the fucking road and handed their shit in a U-Haul. If that happens, then he will spend the next year and a half or however long he can remember where the hell he is, vetoing everything to make it look like they're going to try and spin it to make it look like, see, the Republicans got control, anything, they can't get nothing done, this, that, and other, to try and save their bacon so that they can keep the White House.
And that's yeah, I totally agree. And that's why I'm hoping that that independent vote
Mm-hmm.
picks up on that because I literally just from the optics of that it is
Sure.
literally that it's saying I don't care if whatever a Republican sends up here, if it's got a big R on it, it's gone.
Yep.
It doesn't you don't base it on the merits. Um, I mean if you truly hate your country, that's the way to do it, man.
Well, I honestly don't believe that the bedsitter in charge knows what day it is, much less
Yeah,
time or anything else. I think he's getting shock treatments daily and probably a whole shit ton of meds that we're not entitled to because they're experimental.
probably.
That being said, I don't think he's the one country into oblivion. I think it's let's face it, there's people in that back end. He's just a puppet. He's a dumbass. He's a crook. His son's a piece of garbage. Um, just calling as I see it, you know.
Absolutely.
Um, and I just we got to beat them, guys. We've got to do what we can. We can't sit this shit out and sit on the couch, eating a moon pie, drinking RC, just hoping for the best. That shit ain't gonna work, people. Be involved because the generation behind us, they're clueless.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to leave this earth with knowing that my kids or grandkids are inheriting a, a shithole. I don't want to do that.
Oh
If
yeah.
I can
I
help it.
mean, like I said, even I said my child has mentioned to me. He's like, I imagine you and mom didn't want us to grow up in with the country the way it is. I'm like, no, no, never. Had I in my wildest dreams had I ever thought that the the culture of this country would look like this.
Nope.
I it's foreign to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can honestly say in the past 2.5 years, I have seen shit that I never thought I'd see in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I've experienced things I never thought I would in my lifetime.
Right.
Leave it at that. um, that I do this for my kids, and I
Well,
don't.
it's sad. It's sad, but it's more on me personally. It's more of a frustrating level than anything.
Sure,
You know,
absolutely.
because I'm teaching my kids the way to be. And don't get me wrong, I have great kids. They're well rounded. They have the same front mentality as I do, beliefs and strong values. But I'm sitting here and I'm telling them, hey, this is how it should be. This is the way things should be. This is how I want you to be and stuff like that. But everybody else, 95% of the people that's surrounding my kids have the exact opposite mentality, and that's frustrating to me.
Absolutely.
Bruh.
And I mean, and it's simple things. And I don't know how picky y'all are. I mean, I'm petty as fuck, and I'll just go ahead and say it. I mean, if something gets on my nerves, I will completely drive it in the ground so that everybody around me understands. Well, let's don't fuck around and do that again. You know,
Yeah.
so and the thing is, it's sad to be so blunt on situations. You know, like back in the day, and you probably remember this, T and Saxman and several people. When the father of a house spoke, it was too late. When the mom was dealing with the kids and the father stepped up and said, "Hey, that's enough." I mean, that meant that was enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now,
Somebody's about to have a come to Jesus.
yeah, currently you got households that's full of beta males, that are scared that their fucking Birkenstocks are not going to match their fucking hat or some shit.
Right.
So,
That's it.
and
My
I
chip and
look.
nail.
So the thing is, the government is completely against a nuclear family. And let me explain to you why. And there's nothing wrong with having a strong mother and a mother stepping up and raising kids. Okay.
Nope.
But a male, and yeah, I'm saying male, needs a male role model. And there's no way to shake that. That's just the way it is. There's some things that a woman cannot teach a young man in their life to make them successful. So, and the thing is, and you've seen it, I've seen it, everybody's seen it. Somebody that was raised with all sisters acts completely different than somebody that was raised with all brothers. Take
Yep.
take women for instance. You want to find a strong, independent woman. Find a woman that had brothers, older brothers. They will kick your ass up and down the sidewalk every day.
Yep. They will take no shit at all. Zero.
And I mean, it's
You're spot on, brother.
fucking
But here,
moose.
we'll go with that. Think about this. When you're, yeah, I know. I saw that, and I'm just damn moose. Yeah, your draw is supposed to match too. Um,
It draws.
your draws. Gotta say draws.
Them
Um,
draws on.
think about this. And again, I'm not being a sexist. I have respect for women. Well, let's just get that out there. I'm just using this as an example. Um, when you go into the wild, and let's face it, we're all mammals. We're all pack animals. We're pack oriented. That's why we hang out in groups. That's why we make families. It's hardwired. That's how we're built. Okay,
Social animals.
exactly. But take a pack of wolves. Okay, you don't have. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have a female running that whole pack. Not generally. What will usually happen is you'll have a pack leader, will be a male. And in the event that that pack gets broke up, hunted, whatever, it might be absorbed into another pack. But that's few and far between. It's the same thing with men, people. Uh, that's why you need that male. That male creates another dynamic. It's missing when it's just a female. And it's nothing against a woman by any means. I was raised by my mom. My parents got divorced. Hey, she did a phenomenal job. I was a shit. I'll own up to it. But she did a damn good job. And it's not taking anything away from a woman stepping up, like Vanguard was saying, raising a family on her own. Women will do that. That's how women are wired. That's just how women are. They're nurturers by design. But that man in the picture is able to, it's kind of like a yin and yang. They're able to balance everything out and offer some things for those children, not just the males, but the females as well. That since women are wired differently from men, and everybody knows this, it's got more than 30 IQ points, men and women see everything from a different perspective. They always have. But the way we're designed, we kind of augment each other. And that's the whole point. And it's the same way building a family. You need the male and the female to keep everything balanced. In my opinion.
Absolutely.
Now, I may have pissed a bunch of people off, and I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion. I think to have that's the ultimate thing you want to achieve if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you're right. Both of you are right. There's been an active war, social war on the nuclear family since, gosh, 1960s. And it, especially in, a lot of sociologists will, pick that out as basically, you started in the, well, I'm gonna say it. You start that in black families, because that's where it was noticed a lot. That you don't need a dad. Mom can
Nope.
handle everything, and it breaks everything down.
Mm-hmm.
That is a central building block of our Western society,
Mm-hmm.
European society,
Yep.
American society is, um, you know, you got mom, dad, and the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not perfect all the time. That's great. That's just life. Life isn't perfect. Life isn't fair. You're not special because you're born. Um, but yeah, everything seems to work a whole hell of a lot better when you have mom, dad, the kids, and preferably, you know, uh, a God fearing parents, or
Absolutely.
at least a dad that can, uh, lay down the law, inside the house.
Yeah. Well, if you remember too, it was Lyndon Johnson that helped push that narrative, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, big
Correct me if
time.
I'm wrong.
I mean, you
And he
talk
said
about one of the. Oh, go ahead. Go
that's
ahead.
that's the cornerstone of the rampant, unchecked fucktardism we've got now.
Right.
It started right there. That laid the foundation, and then it festered, and it kept festering. And it's what helped create this mindset of racial inequality, and these different things are going on. And ultimately, and you correct me if I'm wrong, ultimately this was all done again to make a, a swath of the American people dependent on the government to guarantee that the government would get those votes.
Oh yeah.
All by design. And everybody, it was another fantastic social experiment. The American got bit in the ass, rolled over, and took it like champs.
Yep. 3 point
Didn't
stance. Right.
question shit. Just like the coof, same
Right.
damn deal. Another great social experiment. We failed miserably, and here we are. You know, so I'm just full of good shit tonight. I'm all kinds of glass half empty.
It's all rainbows and sparkles tonight, man.
buddy, I'll tell you what. I'm feeling good here.
Right?
Just spreading the hate. So, but yeah, just I mean, and the bad thing is, I guess 22 years ago, I didn't think about none of this shit like this. Not this level, you know. But I've become so awake and aware over the course of the past 3 years that it's scary. And the things I'm aware of and suspect of, and just different things, and I guess the way I go through my daily life, just being aware of what's happening and staying on top of what's going on around me. And I'm thinking, I'm scared to even think what I might have noticed had I been aware, say, 5 years ago.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh
If my
yeah.
eyes had been opened sooner. And just the level of corruption and underhanded shit I see going on now, and I mean,
Well,
the evil abound.
to be fair, you know, up until about what, 10 years ago, um, all this underhanded shit was going on kind of behind the scenes. Now it's blatant and it's in your face, and they don't try to hide anything. Is like we've said before. Is just you grab a handful of whatever's just came out of whatever, and you throw it at the wall and see what sticks.
Yep,
And you don't
that's
hide it.
it.
Don't hide it.
No,
Just
no.
it's out there.
Yep. Well, I mean, they feel that they're above reproach.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, when you've got politicians that will stand out there and make a racial comment because they feel they can get away with it or they'll incite violence, you need to get in their face. You need to do this. You need to do that. Stuff needs to burn. You need to tell them this. Okay, there is actual U.S. code they're violating doing that.
Coming from a sitting president.
And nothing happens.
If yeah, exactly. If it's whom I think you're referring to, uh, yeah,
You
exactly.
see what she just said? You gonna get me on another soapbox, Chico?
Well, that's exactly what I mentioned Tuesday was babies.
Man, fuck.
You can't. I mean, you can't sex a
Oh,
child when they're born. You have to wait until they're old enough to fucking choose.
they've only got two kinds of plumbing: indoor, outdoor. That's it. You're one
Indoor,
or the
outdoor.
other.
I don't know, man.
Period. What the fuck you mean till they can choose?
Seems confusing to me.
Oh, hell no. No, no.
Well, I
I
mean, I got a chicken that lays eggs every night. It may be a rooster. I don't know.
Does it
fuck.
identify as a rooster?
I don't have no damn rooster in my damn backyard identifies anything other than a fucking rooster, and they'll let you know.
I mean, she's
As
a
a
pig, so does that count?
don't think so.
I'm gonna tell you straight up right now a handful of things that will get me on the news, and that's one of them. If I ever have a grandchild or great grandchild, if I live that long, the rate I'm going, I probably won't. But if I'm ever in a hospital and they say some dumb, misguided shit like that, they aren't going to have enough security personnel to shut me the hell up. I'm
Yeah,
gonna lose my shit.
when when they've had the child and you're looking through the glass and there's that one right there. Hey T, that's your baby.
No, mm-mm. Nope.
So I'm
That's
looking.
gonna. I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna make the news on that bitch. You might as well go ahead and start saving up bail money now, Sax man,
Right.
because shit's gonna
Oh,
go sideways real quick. I just, I, babies. What the fuck?
oh.
We're more concerned about a newborn waiting to figure out if it's a boy or a girl. Okay. Now let's think this because last time I checked, and now granted, I'm a little crusty, so maybe shit's changed since I was in school. But you go to sex education when you're in high school or maybe middle school. I don't know. Hell, they changed it around so much. I remember going like when I was in seventh, eighth grade,
Yeah, it's still it's eighth grade now.
somewhere around there, because that's when they're getting all damn rowdy, anyways. But the point being, so are you going to introduce, a toddler to sex ed? You going to like hook them up and say, yeah, this your boy or girl? They're not going to grasp any of that shit. How in the hell can they be a boy or a girl? What
So
kind of
No, but
dumb, misguided shit is that?
they are starting to indoctrinate them that young though.
yeah, and I've got the definition here if y'all ready.
Fuck.
It's gonna piss you off, but that's what we do here. So it says a baby, plural, babies, or non-binary baby is a term for a baby or child raised in a way that is gender neutral, allowing children to choose their own gender and also referring to the accompanying parenting style. So, two things. They're going to wait for this child to get old enough to say, okay, I'm a male, or they're going to have influence from the parents. And we talked about that Tuesday. The parents influence the children. I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but that okay. Then I'm going to
it's
jump
even,
off.
Well, even more. It says, at what age is the primary age for a child to choose their gender? Most also categorized as their own gender. They can decide this at the age of 3.
No.
What? How the fuck is that even possible? On what criteria are they fucking using?
Okay, I got criteria for you. It says because gender stereotypes are reinforced, some children learn to behave in ways that bring them the most reward despite their authentic gender identity. At ages 5 to 6, most children are rigid about gender stereotypes and preferences. So yeah,
So, okay, I understand what you're saying. I get the mindset, but it's a fucked up mindset that's being put in place by whoever's pushing this warped ass end of days shit on these kids. Um, a child, you're correct. A child's going to look for whatever's going to give them the reward when they're that young, because that's what they identify with. They're kids. It's like getting a toy. But in no way, size, shape, or form should a 3-year-old be determining if they're a boy or a girl. Um, this reminds me of that damn commercial back on Halloween. Was it Reese's Pieces or Mars or whoever that had the witch show up as the damn babysitter, and the kid was boy was wearing a dress, and they went to a park, and some kids were fucking with the kid because he was wearing a dress, and the witch made him blow away with the wind or some shit like that. Did any of you see that commercial?
I don't know what kind of show you watching, man.
It was a commercial. It was for a major candy manufacturer. I shit
Oh
you
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Was,
that was like last year, wasn't it?
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it was for,
Yeah.
I remember that. There was some turmoil about that.
yeah. So it's like a twist off that shit, except younger. And it's like, if, again, if one of my grandkids was to come to me and say, Papa, I decide I'm going to be a boy, or Papa, I decide I'm going to be a girl, I'm going to look at him and say, why? Well, so and so
The
said it was
teacher
okay.
told me.
What's your teacher's name? Okay, thank you. My ass will be on the news. Start the GoFundMe now, Moose. I'm sorry. At some point, people are going to have to hold these sick bastards accountable. I mean,
Well, look, here's the thing, and I'm just throwing this out there. let's say you take 5 females and 5 males at a young age, and you put them on an island somewhere in the middle of nowhere without any outside influence. Do you think that's going to happen?
No.
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 They're going to know. They're going to know automatically. They're going to learn and adapt. I mean, fucking cavemen had it right. They had an IQ of -9. Their dating tactics were wrong, but I mean, it didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
People have too many avenues to supplement their fucked up ways of thinking.
Back to the natural order of things, dude. If you want to get right down to it, again, let's go back to the wolf pack. Show me a wolf that's not sure whether it's male or female.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
You don't see an alpha male going out beating the shit out of a damn a she wolf to gain leadership.
Nope.
She
Nope. I'm just saying the natural order of things. Even take my damn chickens. They know which is which, and I don't see none of them trying to say they're the other.
I challenge everybody that's in the YouTube chat here, and you can go on YouTube and look it up. Go look up gender change regrets and watch some of those videos.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I mean these people are completely just demoralized, and it's easier. Just to throw it out there, it's easier for a female to go back to their natural state of being, right? But when a male at the age of 3, 4, 5, and 6, they start taking fucking hormones, and they got fucking double D's by the age of 13, and they didn't whack the wheel off. They didn't chop the shit off. They can't go back from that. There's no going back. There's no medical procedure that can reverse the loss of the willy. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, no, you're completely correct. And I was going to throw this in here. I was listening to a thing the other day going to work. There's a couple of doctors, and they're talking about, giving them puberty blockers, saying that, once they've been on those for so long, they're, you're, sorry, I just saw that moose. You never regain, even if you don't have the surgery, you never regain the full function of all your parts.
Yep. Well, you remember
because you screwed up your body,
Well, let's think about this a minute. So we got puberty blockers, right? So
yeah,
your body develops, okay, and you get broader shoulders, a wider rib cage, and that's all for organ development as well. So let's just say in this case, and I'm not a medical professional, I'm just thinking outside the box. So you start giving these puberty blockers, which blocks testosterone, which is natural, okay, and the body doesn't develop properly. Do you not think that this is not going to have medical downfall at a later age?
Oh, there's going to be complications of some kind. Because you weren't designed. Okay, when you were created, when you were conceived, and when you were born one way, and you're basically going in there and using all these chemicals and shit to change that around. You can bet your ass there's going to be some complications down the road, and they're going to probably be serious complications.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't imagine. I can't imagine it. I mean, the thing is, our mentality growing up, and it's just so off base. We grew up wanting to be strong, bigger, stronger. That was our mentality, right? Now people want to stay weak and fragile and small and dainty and run around with fucking glitter eyeliner on and fucking skinny jeans. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know, and I may be going out there, and I'm looking at Moose's name and thinking about this, but a man should not be running around with a fucking moose knuckle, okay? I'm just saying. It's not healthy. It's not healthy.
Damn.
I mean, it may just be me, but if I don't have, uh, a little bit of fucking aviation space in my Wranglers, it's not good for me. I'm not wearing them anymore.
Yeah. Well, every time you get out of the truck, you feel like somebody's trying to kill you.
Right.
I feel you.
It's just I don't know. I don't get it, man. It's
Well,
annoying. Like I said earlier, it's annoying.
it is. It is. And it. The thing I think that frustrates me, you're talking about, is frustration more than anything gets to you. And I agree with you. And my thing is, I'm so frustrated about how I'm afraid this is happening to my grandchildren. And of course, I'm not there to see. Um, and it doesn't help when you've got, if their parents aren't really on board. You know what I'm saying? Their parents are more of the mindset of, well, times are changing and you've got to be nice to everyone.
No,
And
I
it's
don't.
like, no, you don't. No, you don't. That's some bullshit. This by y'all 101. You treat people as you expect to be taught or treated or etc. Um, you know, I just, mm. And that's what frustrates me because I don't, since they're not my children and I'm not there at ground zero, I just don't think their parents are getting the water across the finish line and doing their due diligence. That's just me. So that's what frustrates me the most, brother.
Oof.
Hey, we did a good one tonight. We've
That
been
was
all over the
great.
place. My blood pressure's up. I mean, damn.
Yeah, you are. Sing it, girl. Wow.
Oh.
You know where this is going.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you aren't gonna get flagged for that, are you?
Huh? Oh, who gives a shit? Here you go.
Wow. Oh Lord.
Oh, just damn. That's
Ah, fuck
great.
it.
That's great. I love
It
it.
didn't. It didn't run for longer than 25 seconds, so you two can kiss my ass. Yeah.
Well, if you don't have a dark sense of humor, what's the point?
Hey, we converted to a comedy channel just so everybody knows in the chat.
We figured it if we didn't throw some comedy in here and some comic relief, that people would be going out and like doing bad shit. So we're trying to keep things balanced. Just saying.
It's crazy. I mean, we joke, try to have fun with it. I mean, what else can we do? I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can't walk around worrying about the shit all day because you'll lose your shit.
well, I mean,
They
the
don't
thing
make
is,
enough.
the government's coming after our guns, no matter if it's made out of iron or flesh, man. I don't know what the fuck.
Or silicone.
I mean, seriously, what the hell?
Yeah, dude, I'm
What
there with
the
you, brother.
hell?
I'm there with you. Hey, we basically stayed on point, kind of. I'm impressed.
Yeah,
Ish. Yeah, it was good.
I
yeah.
mean,
We went from railroad to babies.
well,
Hey,
that's why we have chat, so our friends and family out there can bring shit up, and we can bring it to the forefront and just run down that damn rabbit hole or dirt road if we need
no,
to.
no, no. Chica pulled the pin and throwed it in the room and left.
That's all right.
Yep.
We,
That's all right. She's welcome to do it anytime she wants to.
Uh, lost all the ones that weren't stolen.
I keep getting mine lost in damn boating accidents. No, I mean, it's every time I get one, I lose it.
I've never had one.
So it is what
I
it
don't,
is.
I don't know what people's talking about. I don't know.
Oh,
All right, so we're gonna head right down here to this guy, Saxman, right there, brother.
fire away, brother.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, nothing earth shattering. Just yeah, things I guess can get kind of get you on a downer if you think about it too much. Everything that's going on. So just don't lose hope. That's all I got.
All right, I guess I'm up to bat. Yeah, don't let this shit consume you. I mean, there are times when I get eat up with it during the day. My wife just look at me like, I say, you know what? I got to get my mind off. It will consume you. It will make your life miserable. You've got to balance your life out and do something positive. Don't let this drag you down. But at the same time, we've got to be vigilant because we're the last line of defense for the next generation. People need to remember that. Um, can't sit this one out. Can't sit on the couch, folks. Got to keep our eye on the prize. November's not that far away. With that, make sure you hit that like button. Thank you for being here, and you guys stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. That's all I got.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for stopping by. Enjoyed the show. I mean, bouncing all over the place. That's what we do. We roll with the punches. Try to have fun. Any chance we get. I mean, the world's in turmoil, so if we can give everybody a little bit of laughter here, that's what the goal is. I mean, we share good information, but we try to keep it light and easy to take in. But yeah, it was great. Chica, thanks for chunking that in there. Had fun with that one.
Yes, we did.
Sometimes I have to be reeled in because I'll say some very very obnoxious shit and really don't care. But, yeah, if there was ever a filter invented for the vocals, I've never found one. So I'm definitely not on Amazon Prime looking for it either. Anyway, y'all stay safe. Keep an eye on these elections. It's kind of bouncing back and forth, but it does look like it's going to be in our favor. And I'm just going to drop this little bit of information. We won't talk about it today. We'll talk about it Tuesday. But so Nadler asked Matt Gaetz. He said their concern is that if the Republicans take office, as to how they're going to treat Biden, they'll start doing all these investigations. Matt Gaetz' response was, we promise that we will not do any more than y'all did to Trump.
There you go.
And he turned around and walked away from the podium.
Awesome.
That's called a mic drop. So
Yep.
Anyway, it's going to be fun. But anyway, y'all take care out there. Be safe. Stay vigilant, definitely. And that's all I got. Let's all stick together and beat this monkeypox.
Here it comes.